So today's video is going to be me talking about my thoughts on the Shane Dawson series, The Beauty World of Jeffree Star Part 5. So, if you're wondering what's on my eye, I thought I'd show you it. It is a combination of these two shades from this palette. I know it's very smashed. Like, I do have a first impressions of this on my channel and it's so good. Like, it's a very good sort of starter if you're just getting into colour like myself. So I thought I'd show that. I liked how smooth the editing is. Like, Shane is next level editor. I find it interesting watching the behind the scenes of them talking about the packaging and what design they like and what designs they don't necessarily like. I love the patterns of the packaging. It reminds me of like op art, which if you're not sure what it is, I will show you. I'm just googling it because I will talk a little bit about it as well as show you it, just so that you have a clue of what it is. Op art, short for optical art, is a style of visual art that's used in optical illusions. This is very abstract art, like, see, actually very cool. That's why I like it, because it's so cool, but it makes your eyes go funny. It is very abstract, better known as being created in black and white. Typically, they give the viewer an impression of movement in the hidden image. Now just going back to my notes, which is on my phone. It's interesting seeing Shane work out what packaging he likes and also everyone working out what they like and what they don't. Also, Shane working out is interesting to see his life outside the palette. It was interesting because it's interesting seeing what's going on in his own life, because it's just interesting to know. But also, the reason why I preferred it over last time's episode is because they weren't just around in one room talking, which I found boring about the last episode. It's interesting to also hear Shane's thoughts on the beauty community, because there's like the positives and the negatives. I know some people probably think the beauty community, there's less cancel culture. Not many beauty YouTubers get cancelled, but to be honest, there's probably some hated beauty gurus and some cancelled beauty gurus. To be honest, I don't really think cancel culture has anything to do with it. Like, it is a positive and negative and can be very toxic at the same time. And also, it's not something you really hear people talk about. It was good. I know a lot of people probably think this episode was the least relevant in the series, but I enjoyed it. Shane, you can tell that insecurities are still a work in progress on them, and you can tell that he's opening up. Andrew ways the news is so depressing. I liked how he talked about his insecurities and the reasons why he wanted to lose weight, how it was for YouTube originally. Now it's because he wants to be healthier and he doesn't want to have a heart attack and he doesn't want to die. Nice to hear him talk about his life outside the palette. So we're back in. We just took a short break, got a cup of tea. Shane walking into the gym and the dog thing, not really sort of massively keen on, to be honest. I'm not really sure what's going on in that. But we have seen the dogs before. I did like watching Shane's fitness journey. It's interesting to see, but I think, to be honest, it would have been probably better as separate vlogs, because not everyone wants to watch it. Like, not everyone wants to watch his fitness, so people that don't want to watch it can choose not to watch it but still watch the series. But it's interesting to see his life outside of the palette and see what he's doing leading up to the launch of the palette. Jeffree having a product leak, whether you support the brand or not, sucks. Like, it sucks. Also, I can see why it sucks, because you've worked hard on this product, so you want to be able to announce it yourself. You don't want it leaked. I love watching the meetings and the behind the scenes, because it's just interesting to learn about the behind the scenes of the makeup world and the makeup industry. To be honest, you can tell Shane's interested in makeup. I know some people probably would think it's for the money, but it is like money and interest as well. Also, I'm more interested in like the makeup side than the drama side, which for a lot of drama channels is probably more interested in being able to spill the tea and the drama. To be honest, the whole Morgan thing, Shane talking about self-love and that, probably not my most favourite bit. I just found it a bit boring, if I'm honest. But there again, it's also probably a bit weird coming from Shane, because he doesn't have that much self-love. Like, he can't necessarily say positive things about himself. To be honest, the beauty community and Morgan's bad experience in that sort of portrays the beauty community as like mean and stuck up. Though I'm not sure we got the most accurate representation of the beauty community. Though the beauty community can be toxic, because there are like beauty standards in that. But there are also probably beauty YouTubers and gurus that are not well liked. And there's probably still cancel culture in that community. It's entertaining. There were some parts where I was a bit bored and I did skip through. I loved looking at the packaging of the palettes, and I liked seeing the packaging samples. And I liked watching the also liked looking at the pressed samples, like the pig pressed into the presses. I really enjoyed watching it. It would have been nice, sort of, instead of zooming into the man that didn't really contribute much, if they could have zoomed out so we can see everyone on the table. What I was trying to say was the stamps in the pan looked really good. The packaging, watching them would have been interesting if sort of they'd done like them approving the stamps in the pans and then done the packaging, because it would have been a little bit more of a logical order, but that's just my opinion. But I love watching the design process. We did see them go into Jeffree Star's closet. There again, I wasn't like massively interested in that bit. The Morgan thing I wasn't massively interested in. But that's just my opinion. Shane in this episode has his makeup look that he tends to like stick to. Good episode, like the behind the scenes. The Morgan thing, not really interested in. And the beauty community representation, can't really comment on that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.